Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I explain why I'm switching from Retatrutide to Cagrilintide. Before I get started, I just want to mention a peptide calculator that I've been using for a few months now. My friend TJ created one that's super simple and easy to follow. You can enter your peptide amount, the desired dose, and then get table output for the different dose amounts, or you can select dose volume and show how much backwater is used for the desired dose. Or up at the top right, you can switch the mode to reverse calculator to start with the amount of backwater that you want to use at the desired unit volume and then get your dosage totals for that number of units. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Now, as I detail in recent videos, I started using Retatrutide to lose 18 pounds in 9 weeks. And I reached my body weight goal by the time that I used up a single 10 milligram vial of Reta. Now, since that time, I stopped using it. I had surgery on my nose for a deviated septum, and I started taking new peptides on the second day after my surgery. And the first one I started using was Cagrilintide. It's a peptide designed for weight loss through appetite suppression and slow digestion, but using a different biological pathway than the ones that the GLP-1 medications use, like semaglutide, tirzepatide, and retatrutide. Cagrilintide, or Cagri, or Cag for short, works on different receptors, but has the potential to be combined with the others for better efficacy. And in fact, Novo Nordisk is working on combining Cagrilintide with semaglutide for mass public consumption. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, I do have a master plan that I'm following for myself, and I started using CAG after my surgery at low doses to maintain my current body weight and to help me iron in a new set point, which I'm going to go into that on a future video about set points, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I want to point out that Cagrilintide by itself is not as effective as tirzepatide or retatrutide, and it's almost as effective as semaglutide. But what's so appealing to me about CAG is that with it, I can avoid some of the side effects that I had with Reta. Particularly the 2 days a week that I had insomnia after about the third week. Once my steady state really got locked in, I started experiencing a little bit of less sleep pretty consistently, about 2 days a week, and that was not a good side effect for me. I just think that Reta made my insomnia slightly worse once I got to that high serum level about week 4, whereas the side effects of CAG do not include that at all. Now, I could just take lower doses of Reta, but to be honest, I like the effect profile that CAG has. It primarily focuses on eliminating food noise from the brain, and it doesn't raise heart rate or have as many negative GI effects as the other GLP-1 peptides. Now, it will raise my heart a little bit, but it's also, as near as I can tell, it'll be lower than the other GLP-1s will at it. And the main thing I'll have to worry about on this is low energy levels, which I should be able to avoid if I keep the dose low enough to just maintain my weight and not lose any more weight. And so far, in using it, my thoughts about it have been vindicated. In my experience, it's super clean and there are less negative effects. And let me explain what I mean by that. And I'll compare it to Reta just so you can see what I'm talking about here. So in my experience, Reta is noise reduction. CAG is noise cancellation. Reta is like walking through the middle of a forest. There's a lot of natural sounds and muted noises, and it's very peaceful and calming. CAG is like walking into a soundproof booth, completely quiet, and it even allows for better focus. And I feel even more at peace using CAG than I did with Reta. And that's not a knock on Reta. Reta is what you take when you want quick and effective results. It's great for regulating blood sugar levels, and it can allow you to have normal hunger levels despite the lack of cravings and food noise. Once you get to a steady state with Reta in about 4 weeks, you really just keep moving forward without a lot of complications, and you can make adjustments to dosage and frequency if you start experiencing side effects that are too detrimental. And I found Reta easy to adapt to. So don't take my switching as a downside for Reta as a whole. It's a great peptide for what it does. Eli Lilly did a fantastic job in designing and creating it. CAG, however, is what you take when you want steady state results without a lot of distractions. It's very focused And the only thing you really have to deal with is energy levels. Fatigue at too high a dose is the main thing to worry about, and you can just dial it back to avoid it basically. But I just think that my focus is even better while using Cagrilintide, and that's important to me. Lastly, I think CAG is better for non-responders, and it's potentially a supplement to GLP-1 medications that are not providing enough food noise elimination. But I think if you're just at a low dose of your existing GLP-1, adding this is not worth it. You have to be at a really optimal dose or at a very high dose before adding CAG, in my experience, or opinion I should say. And I think there's some value in doing that, but that's not for me to dictate. That's for like healthcare providers and all that kind of stuff. That's out of my pay grade. But the bottom line for me is I'm no longer on a weight loss journey. I'm on a weight maintenance journey. I'm still interested in losing body fat and gaining muscle, but I want to make sure that I don't put on more weight on the scale than I want. I don't want to get any heavier. I like where I'm at. I love where I'm at, to be honest. Cagrilintide was also a lot cheaper per milligram than Reta, and it's much more effective at smaller doses. So there's a bonus due to affordability that I think is undeniable. Now, in theory, I could mix it with Reta, and I just think that opens a door to a lot of complications that I can't afford at my level. I think if I did that, I would just start losing weight again. And right now, I don't have any plans on getting lighter. 140 plus pounds is where I'm at. And that's great for me at the BMI that I'm at, which is like 21 or so, with a low 21 BMI. And now I can focus on building muscle. One thing I do want to mention is that I am taking 250 milligrams of CAG every 5 days. So with Reta, I did 1 milligram every 4 days, but CAG has a longer half-life. It's roughly 6 or 7 days compared to 5 or 6 days for Reta, and so that has given me a little more leeway to play with it. So with that said, I'm open to adjusting down the frequency down to 4 days if I need to, but so far the 5 days or so average has been great for me. I weigh myself every Sunday morning, like you guys have seen in my previous videos, so I'll just play my dosage by ear until I run out of this in, I think, late January. With all that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Please stay tuned for future videos, as I will go over other peptides that I'm taking, like ones that I've used for injury repair, others that I've used for muscle growth. Okay, I need more work there. As well as some that I have for improving energy levels during the day and sleep at night. So when I said I have a plan, I meant it. I've got a stockpile of peptides now that I can run for a while, and you guys are going to see the master plan in action, hopefully, if you subscribe. So I mean what I say. This peptide journey will continue going forward. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.